The late game in the World Cup has seen Norway defeat Senegal by 3-2. That means that Norway qualify for the knockout stages of the World Cup. They made us sweat a little bit at the end. They were in control of the game for most of the tie. Erling Haaland getting a brace, but Saar would score late on to add to his earlier goal, but they couldn't find the equaliser, and it is Norway who then advance along with France into the knockout stages. The question now is who will finish top of the table. Fjørtoft, where do you want to start?
Well, I think we could start with the end because they said, well, they're looking for the equaliser, Senegal. They had a big chance there at the end at the corner. It could be 3-3. But this is a great success for us. We haven't been at the World Cup for 28 years. For us to go to the next stage now is fantastic. And let's see how it is. What's the best thing to be number one or number two in the group? It's hard to say. Now, I think that the thing is that we can meet Sweden as our neighbor, maybe. But I think this was a great performance of Norway, getting the 1-0 lead. But Holmgren Pedersen is the most unlikely player to score ever for Norway, getting us the 1-0. And the rest was all about Martin Ødegaard and Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland getting his fourth goal is his 18th goal in the last 21 games for Norway. 59 goals in 52 games for Norway. And Martin Ødegaard, that was a bit criticized after the first game, and there were some pundits in Norway said he shouldn't play, and the national coach said he will always play, finished. And then they tried to get another question in, and he said he will always play. And the way he put Erling up for that first goal of Erling, the second goal of Norway, that is only the two of them that can do. And I think as long as Norway have this Haaland-Ødegaard thing, we can dream. I mean, I got sometimes nightmares of our defense, but they keep dreaming. And the second goal Erling scored as well. He lost the ball first on a cross, and he kind of shook his head, and then he thought, no, wait, there could be another cross. And yes, Patrick Berg put it in on his right foot, and of course he scored. So it's just like we're living the dream in Norway now, and may let it continue for a long time.
The commentator brought it up, I think the opening 20 minutes, he touched the ball 2 or 3 times, and then bang, 2 goals, win 3-2.
Similar story with Erling Haaland. We've said that for club and dare I say country time and time again. Erling Haaland is just as pure finisher as you could hope for, and then that understanding with Ødegaard as it comes to the fore, you see him shine as he does. He is such a complete striker. Is a challenge, quick in behind, tall, physical, strong in the air, doesn't get overly involved as you discuss, as you say, Dan, but that doesn't seem to stop him or his understanding of what's happening around him.
He's had 23 touches, he scored 2 goals. In the previous game, he had 20 touches and scored a couple of goals.
Yeah.
Somehow, Norway and Manchester City, when he's playing, have to find ways to get him more of the ball, because if he can score 2 goals with 20 touches and 2 goals with 23 touches, if he got the ball to him 40 times, you know, surely his goals would go up and up. He's the most dangerous striker, in my view, in world football, in terms of he can run with pace and power. There was one header in the first half. He hardly touched the ball. He leapt above the player at the far post, headed it down, and
I
the
think
keeper made a save.
Robbo.
And I just thought, you know, he's got so many attributes, and he can be so devastating. I'd just love to see him involved in the game more, and he would then be the world's best centre-forward by a long way.
Yeah,
but I think it's a misunderstanding that he's not involved in the game, because he's on his runs all the time, and touches are not. I understand where Robbo is coming from. I understand what he's saying, but I mean, his goal stats kind of kill every proof of that is wrong, you know. And I see, if you saw the game, he missed that big chance. That was not typical Erling to miss that when he had he hit the post, and then he got a cross and he had it down. Mendy, it was a good save from Mendy. But Erling is doing these runs all the time. He's just waiting, then he goes. Waiting, then he goes. That is the most. If we talk more involvements, then he's just going for those runs all the time, and then it's up to the players. If that was used to be Kevin De Bruyne or Bernardo de Silva or Martin Ødegaard for Norway, that's what it's all about. And I think I think we just have to get used to this. That this guy, he won't touch the ball, but he will always score goals. I think we can wish whatever. I just wish him to score goals. And these runs, he goes on these runs all the time. If you follow him through a game, he's always looking for that space. 2, 3, 4 times, and then the 5th times it happens. So I'm not sure that.
So which to my point, Jan, is if he's making all the runs, and I've seen it, as you say, he's making all these runs and trying to get on the get down the side of defenders, in behind defences. It's the players on the ball that don't see the runs and don't play it often enough. You know, when he was at Dortmund, I saw him touch the ball far more times than he has done at Manchester City and for Norway.
Very good point, Robbo. And I sometimes when I see Manchester City, and I know that frustrates Team Haaland sometimes, because when you see at Manchester City, I mean, if you see the number he has scored for Manchester City, that is a team that doesn't play a lot of counter-attacks, which is his strength. They don't make a lot of crosses because Doku's and the wingers sometimes take too many touches, and every striker in the world wants to have the early cross. So that is a fair point. But I think that you have to find a balance with that, because that's what you get from Erling. What we've seen in this World Cup, though, is that he's much more involved in the game. He will win his duels. He can keep the ball up front. And you saw that against Iraq from the first minute. He was much more involved. The friendly before the World Cup against Morocco, he touched the ball 4 times. Wow. 4 times. So I think that is just the way we have to get used to it. And I'm with you, Robbo. They sometimes, especially at Manchester City, don't get enough out of him. Should I put it this way? If he played for Arsenal, he would probably score 100 goals this season.
I think he's saying get rid of him. Man City should, or he should leave Man City and go somewhere else. I think that's what Jan was saying.
You're hitting exactly, Robbo. Yeah. My job. That's fine. Jan, you weren't very positive when it came to Norway having a deep run within this competition. You talked about the defence and the frailties, and these people talking about Norway being dark horses just need to calm down a little bit. From what you've seen in these opening 2 matches, are you feeling more optimistic?
Yes, but I won't say that I was negative. I said that we were not the dark horses to go all the way, because in the qualification we managed to kind of hide our weaknesses. And if you saw today as well against Senegal, the 2-1 goal came out of nothing. You can't do that. The 3-2 came out of nothing. You can't do that if you want to go all the way. Having said that, now with 6 points after 2 games, this is a team with 2 or 3 match winners in there. Nusa hasn't got started yet. You have Bob who can get started. Sørloth, we know, get goals, and Martin Ødegaard and Erling Haaland. So now we're getting to the knockout stage. I think there is a chance that we could, in different games, we can beat anyone. But I don't think that we have the strength all over to kind of be up there with the usual suspect to go all the way.
Jan says Norway can beat anyone.
Is that what he said?
On the day.
Absolutely said that. That's
on the day.
I can't see it. I know that's not what Jan said. As good as they are going.
He did say it.
As good as they are going forward, I just feel at the back they get found out. They'll score goals, but they'll concede too many. I see them getting maybe 2 games into the knockout round. I really don't see them getting much further.
But the good thing for them was, and as Jan said, Ødegaard, that's the best I've seen him play for quite some while. The last few matches at Arsenal at the end of the season, he was, when the ball came into and he was tightly marked, he lost it, or he passed it backwards, or went even deeper to get it so he could pass it square and get an easy pass in. Today, he was playing further forward. Whenever the ball broke, he was looking to get turned, run past the first player, and then he could look for those passes down to the side players or the centre forward. He was brilliant today, Ødegaard.
How big do you go against France?
Well, it's interesting. I haven't seen the interviews after the game, what the Ståle Solbakken would do. Remember, we are not like a team that's been to many World Cups, so this rotation thing and be ready for the knockout stage in the 3rd game, we haven't done that before. France has probably can call some old coaches and say, what did you guys do? We are not so much used to that. So I think that I know Ståle Solbakken, one of my former teammates. I just got a feeling that maybe we'll do 2 or 3 changes to get people. There were some cramps at the end there, so maybe some of the players will get a rest. But I think he will keep the core of the team. This is not a social club that everyone will get the same opportunity. I think that's important for Norway as an inexperienced World Cup nations to just keep the momentum.
How big do you go if you're France?
I still think, well, there's an opportunity quite clearly for Norway to if they win the game, they win the group. And there's a value to that. In this group I, whoever finishes top finishes a third place finisher from 4 or 5 groups. If you finish a runner-up, you're likely to face Ivory Coast going forward. And that's a big difference in terms of who you face up in the first knockout round, how deep you go in this tournament. At the same time, you're playing well, you've got momentum, you don't want to tinker with that too much. I think both managers will make a couple changes, but I'm not expecting a whole lot more than that.
Do you concur?
I think France will probably make 4 or 5 changes.
Okay.
But because they can change, they've got a big squad, so they can change that.
The Buffon.
Yeah. They also changed one of their fullbacks today. They changed the midfield player. Kone came in for Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni can come back into the side. The left back can come back into the side instead of Dina again. Doué can come back into the team. So I think they'll make 4 or 5 changes. Norway, I think, will go with probably their best team.
Good man, Jan. Thank you very much. What time's it with you there? Goodness me.
I have
5?
to have a look. Quarter to 5, so I think I go to bed, guys.
You're looking great on it, Jan, to be honest. Compared to Robbo, dear me.
I'm getting very used to makeup in the morning.
Let's just remind you how Group I stands. Nighty-night to Jan. 6 points apiece then for Norway or France. Senegal, Iraq face off. They'll be hoping that 3 points will qualify for the knockout stages if we see a winner in that tie.